Today is Valentine's Day, but it is also National Donor Day, and this annual reminder serves as a way for people to discover what it truly means to be an organ donor. So here with us today is Heather McKessa from LifeBank, and we also have Tony Villanueva, the founder of the organization Live Like Lindsay, in honor of his beautiful wife, Lindsay. Thank you both for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you for
Heather,
having us.
I want to start with you. In just the state of Ohio, how many people right now are in need of a life-saving transplant?
In the state of Ohio, we have almost 3,000 people that are in need of a life-saving organ transplant.
When you hear statistics on things, it is honestly, it gives me chills. It's every 9 minutes someone gets added onto that list.
Absolutely. And there's almost 20 people that die every day because the need is there and the availability of those organs is not.
And Tony, I thank you so much for being open to share your story and your wife's story as well. At 34 years old, her life took a turn.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was devastating for us in the family.
If you don't mind, what happened, and then how? I think it's beautiful that you had a conversation with her just a couple of weeks before in which she had discussed wanting to be an organ donor.
Yeah, it was just a random conversation right before bed. You know, she was just doing her thing, nighttime routine, and comes in the bedroom saying, "Are you an organ donor?" And I said, I don't think so. And she's like, "Well, how don't you not know?" And I said, I guess I never checked the box. You know, I don't know. And so she left it alone. And then like a couple minutes later, she goes, "Well, I am." And I said, "Okay, well, how am I supposed to know this when the time comes?" She goes, "Well, it's on my driver's license." And so she gets her driver's license and shows me. I said, "Okay, thanks." And so yeah. And then just 2 weeks later, we're at the hospital and they asked that question. And I go, "I can't believe we just had this conversation 2 weeks ago."
She ended up becoming a donor. Heart and another organ as well, correct?
Yes.
And I one person, how many lives can one person save by doing this?
With organ and tissue and eye donation, someone can save countless lives, sometimes up to over 100 lives.
It's so amazing, and her heart was in this. The fact that you had this conversation is just, it's beautiful, and you wanted to carry on her legacy in a way that to make sure you have 5 beautiful children.
Yes.
And you wanted to not only carry on that legacy for them, but to help others.
Absolutely. Yes.
And can you get into this Live Like Lindsay?
Yeah, so Live Like Lindsay. Lindsay actually enjoyed every fall to collect donations and give coats to children in need at like local children's services and other foster agencies. So after Lindsay had passed, we decided to create Live Like Lindsay. Lindsay's family and I created Live Like Lindsay. And so now we're a nonprofit organization, and we take donations of brand new coats with tags and also monetary donations, and we give to several counties here in Ohio, and we also just expanded over into Virginia where her heart recipient is as well.
Oh, and I wanted to get into that a second. So Paige was the heart recipient.
Yes.
And I hear that Paige just recently had a baby.
Yes, she did. We're so excited about just Lindsay again, giving life again.
I know. I can't imagine what you've gone through, and I know that you can't have her back, but at the same time, what she has done, I mean, that is the greatest gift someone could give, and I can't imagine how proud you are of her when you see what has happened since.
Yes, it's just amazing what Lindsay did while she was here and what she continues to do.
Mm-hmm. And to have your beautiful children here and being another light and an example of that life that she lived. And Heather, in the sense, they had that conversation. Sometimes people don't have that conversation. It's very simple when you go to the DMV to get your license, right? What if you've already had your license and you weren't signed up as an organ donor?
So it's really easy to make that decision. There's actually 2 different ways. You can just go to the Ohio, you could go to lifebank.org, and we have a button there that says register to be an organ donor, and it'll take you directly to the BMV where you can make that choice. You can also go on the National Registry at registreme.org and put on a national registry that you'd like to be an organ donor. And today is just so special because not only is it about honoring Lindsay and all the other donors out there, but it's also having that conversation, exactly what we're talking about today with your family, because at that time, it is such a difficult time to have that discussion. And if you haven't had it prior, sometimes families don't know what to do if it's not on their license.
Well, make sure it is something you do. I love this as an example. I know the kids are here. If any of you, the kids want to come up and come sit, just so we can see these wonderful faces. And again, that their mom is living on through that. Oh, who do we have here?
Okay, so this is Lydia, this is Antonia, this is Eva, and Liliana, and my son's a little shy, doesn't want to come up.
It's okay. It's absolutely fine. They're a beautiful family. You are a wonderful family, and I know you must be so proud of your mom too, aren't you? It's really amazing to see your family flourishing now in honor of her. And Heather, again, any last words from you as far as what people need to do to make sure that they get this done or help others?
I think the biggest ask would be to consider becoming an organ donor and consider doing like Lindsay and leaving a legacy behind and saying yes, or at least having that conversation with your family and having that discussion, because it's so important, and it's really an opportunity to help all of those in need in our whole entire community, not just here locally, but so far beyond.
And how do we find Live Like Lindsay? Can we search? Do you have a website?
Yes, livelikelindsay.org, and that's where you can go and donate and also get to our social media platforms.
Thank you both so much for being here.
Thank you
guys.
you.
Happy Valentine's Day to you. Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
All right, for more on Live Like Lindsay and their mission, along with information on how to become that organ donor, we also have that all listed for you on our website. You can go to fox8.com.